What's good everyone, it's Steve from Sneaker Tech Talk, back with another video today. For today's video, we will be taking a look at the Air Jordan 1 High 85 in the black and red or band colorway. Now this is about a month and a half of use, so it's kind of like a wear test or a stress test on this model on how they're faring after about, honestly, 100 to 150 hours of use. So without further ado, let's take a look at the shoes. Alright, so first things first, I have worn these shoes basically everywhere for the last month and a half, whether it be dropping my kids off through a snowstorm or two, and I've spent around 6 hours on the basketball court playing basketball in these. Now I did swap out the insole to the Game Day Pro from Move insoles, so I did swap those out to add a little bit more comfort and support underfoot. But all things considered, whether it be date night, just dropping the kids off to school, basically anywhere and everywhere, I have been wearing these for the past month and a half. I have seen some people do this for like a week at a time, but honestly, I have put these shoes through its paces, and I think some of you guys will be surprised on how they are faring here about a month and a half of use indoors and outdoors. But as always, starting with the bottom of the shoe. So the bottom of the shoe, more or less no heel drag, because I typically do not drag my heels when I wear my shoes. The toes have more or less all of these stars still kind of present here at the toe box of the left shoe. Let's see how the right shoe is faring. Yeah, more or less not much or any heel drag at the back of the shoe, and then the same thing, pretty much no star loss here at the bottom. So all things considered, the bottom of this pair so far has been lasting rather nicely. Pretty much no wear and tear. Like I said, I haven't cleaned these at all yet. I've worn them through rain, snow, and just regular kind of cloudy days here in Calgary, Alberta. So the overall outsole is faring pretty nicely on this pair. As you can see, there is some staining here from whether it's driving or just walking around. There's like kind of like a mud stain here on the right shoe, not so much on the left shoe. So yeah, this is probably from driving in the vehicle. But overall, the midsole and the outsole are lasting pretty nicely so far. You can see some dirt and stains kind of running throughout the white midsole, but that's really easy to clean up because this is a rubber cup outsole and midsole that does wrap up the side of the shoe. Now, as far as the cushioning, obviously it's a Jordan 1. There is pretty much next to no cushioning within this model. There is a polyurethane wedge from about the midfoot back with an air sole unit, but as you all know, you really cannot feel that. Now, the insole here is different than your standard High 85 insole, as it does kind of have a dual layer of foam kind of in the forefoot right here, and then the rest is kind of like that polyurethane material. It adds a little bit of stepping comfort, but as you can see, there's a ton of wear and tear and it's just breaking down. I'll probably swap these out to like a Move insole, like every day or all day insole, after these are completely obliterated, but they're on their way there because I've worn these shoes for well over 100 hours. So as far as the overall comfort underfoot, there really isn't any. It's a pretty flat shoe, as you all know, with Jordan 1s, and there's really no compression at all. And that's why I had to add the Game Day Pro and the Game Day insoles from Move insoles when I did have these on court, because the underfoot comfort wasn't there, and I've learned my lesson in the past hooping in Jordan 1s, and it kind of, you know, added to my plantar fasciitis issues. So I wasn't going to do that again in these. I did swap the insoles out, and I probably will swap the stock insoles out, to something a little bit more comfortable underfoot. But as you all know, Jordan 1s are pretty flat and really no cushioning at all within this shoe. Now, as far as the materials go, you all know with the 85 build, you are getting more of a performance grade leather. It's a lot thicker and really stiff. Like, this black stuff is super thick and stiff in hand, and it just doesn't break in very easily. Even here, over 100 hours of use, the black stuff is still really stiff, but it is breaking in really nicely overall and kind of conforming to my foot. Now, the red leather at the toe box, as you can see right here, It does have some creases and whatever dirt running throughout. It is conforming to my foot really nicely, and I do love how these are breaking in on foot. As far as the right shoe, I don't think the creasing's that bad in my opinion. It's kind of just standard, and I would prefer this leather rather than the tumbled leather that you get on a lot of the high OGs, because those toe boxes become like wrinkled to the point where they just look really brutal in hand and on foot after wear, whereas these are kind of creasing like the old school kind of Air Jordan 1s from back in the day, like the first retros in 95 and in 2001. As far as the materials on the left shoe, more of the same, really no scuffs running throughout, just some dirt and grime. This toe box is a little bit more creased here, as you can see right here and towards the very tip of the toe. In my opinion, it's really not that bad, and it kind of adds to not the vintage look, but the really nice worn-in look here on the high 85 in the black and red. But sound off in the comments what you guys think of this pair so far. I think they're breaking in beautifully, and this is kind of honestly my daily beater at this point. Whenever I go out, this shoe is at the front door. I slip them on and they're on for at least a few hours almost every day, if not for sure 5 days every week. So definitely a really nice shoe, and I'm really happy to say that the materials are breaking in rather nicely. And like I said, I've worn these through rain, snow. I've played on court with them, and all things considered, the materials are faring very nicely. I'll just have to give them a quick wipe down, but I did want to get this video out on how this material is breaking in, and in my opinion, it's breaking in very nicely. Another feature of this shoe that I really like is the tongue. They did update the material on this tongue to be more like the 1985 pair. It's pretty much a match 1-to-1 with the 1985 pair, so I do really like that. It's very puffy and comfortable on foot. When it's kind of against your foot, it just feels very nicely. The Wings logo here is faring well. It's really not breaking down at all on the left shoe. The same goes for the right. So I think this shoe is just really breaking in very nicely. The padding around the ankle collar is super thick as well, and it's very stiff from the jump, but this is breaking in very nicely. I think it's gonna really age well and just aid to your foot well on foot when you're wearing these, because honestly, these are probably my most comfortable Air Jordan 1s at this point. And that's saying a lot, because I have all of the other high 85s. I've had a ton of high OGs. I have 2001 pairs, 1995 pairs, and these are just faring very nicely as far as the break-in period and just the overall comfort and how it conforms to your foot with this pretty new build on this high 85. Sound off in the comments though, have you guys been wearing your pairs if you own these guys? I have seen the prices coming down quite a bit. Obviously they were up in the like high 7, 8, and 900s, especially here in Canada, but they are dropping, and I did actually pick up a few more pairs of these because I had some friends locally that were just selling them for pretty low, and another shop got them randomly here in Canada, and I was able to snag another pair. So I just think this shoe is such a timeless classic. Is it the closest to the 1985s? I have my reservations about that because the old 85 build, the collar was actually closer to the originals and some of the other things as well, but I will do a full comparison of the 1985s, the 1995s, the old high 85, sorry, and this new build to see which shoe is actually the closest. But in my opinion, this is a very nice retro from the brand. But like I mentioned, I will be doing a full comparison on the 1985 pair, the 1995, and this new 2025 pair. But I do just want to show you really quickly some of my new pickups. I do have the Chicago 1995 retro here. I think these might have been worn like once for about an hour because the condition is just perfect and pristine. Really no star loss. There is no star loss, no heel drag, pretty much no creasing on the toe box, and just such a clean retro. One I was definitely stoked to add to the collection. And this pair right here was one that I was just so stoked to pick up. The 1985 Air Jordan 1 in this black and red pair right here. It's just so clean. Obviously you have the collar cracking at the top. The padding is all pretty soft throughout, minus the very top. You can hear it kind of crispy at the top. Obviously these are worn. Really no heel drag at the back of the shoe. You do have some star loss right at the tip right here, but all things considered, this pair is still wearable. The soles are still soft, the midsoles are soft as well, and the leather is just honestly more or less perfect. I think I am going to give these a quick spray with some mink oil, but considering this shoe is 40 years old, I think these are superb in hand. And just really quickly, I'll just kind of hold up both pairs. Obviously, to me, the leather panel here on the left one is shorter than the other one here on the 2025 with that black toe rand. It's just a lot higher on these. And then the back of the shoe, that top black collar is a little bit short on these, whereas with these, they are taller. The Wings logo is still a little bit too small in my opinion, but we'll do a full comparison in another video. But this is just such a great pickup. I was stoked to pick up an original pair from 1985, but sound off in the comments what you guys think of the 2025 pair. Have you been wearing yours? Are they breaking in nicely? For me, really quickly, for sizing on these guys, I did go true to size with my normal size 10.5. I like my shoes to fit very snug with my toe right near the end of the shoe, and that's what I achieve here with a true to size 10.5 in the high 85s. But sound off in the comments if you guys have these. Did you pick them up? Did you pass? Are they too expensive? Or was Jordan Brand just a big a-hole for not releasing enough pairs? But sound off in the comments what you guys think of this pair. But as always, if you guys could like, comment, and subscribe, that would definitely help the channel a ton. And check out my Instagram over at Sneaker Tech Talk, as it is an extension of my YouTube channel with all my pickups, basketball footage, and nostalgia as a whole. Sound off in the comments what you guys think of all of these pairs and if you would like to see that comparison. But as always, thanks for watching today's video, and until next time, peace.
I'm in line with the stars, I'm in sync with the earth. 10 toes deep, flower child from the turf. I never switch sides, like even when I die, I'ma ride for the squad, let her ties in the hearse. I've been on a vibe, kinda hard to describe. I'm in between, I'm good and it's fine, but I'm tired of the grind. Then I come alive in the night to realize I'm in the middle of the time of my life. I never so packed for the stack, never lied on the rap. Got a bag from the way that I write it. Queen looking Tyson, through that I survived, doing 80 to the house. Then I hit her to the sky, changed haters on a tirade. Talking to their crib in the face, be still, let that hate stuff fade. We all want the same, we all want a meal in the safe. I wanna live like I'm trying to reach enlightenment. Trail spill from my lips, feel big from the bib. Take a sip till I pass out. Try and get grit, but it don't make sense. Cause you can lose life on this fast ride.